Okay. That should have fixed it. That should have fixed it. All right. Yes, we're back. All right. My fix I need. Good. All right, we're back, everybody. Okay. So what were we talking about? Let's just get right back into it. Let's just get right back into the flow of the stream. So, what were we talking about? So, yes, differences to species. No more half-elves, no half-orcs. You just have elves and orcs. And on top of that, there was that change I was going to mention. I think it is only for humans and tieflings. But you can play a... So it was like standard that all species, for the most part, except for like gnomes and halflings, were small, right? Like small size and then medium size. You can actually play small-sized humans now, or a small-sized tiefling, or a medium-sized tiefling. So like, you know, if you wanted to do that, you could do that. That's pretty handy. It doesn't available for every single species. Like elf is only medium, dwarf is medium. Oh, it works for, okay, Aasimar are added as well. So you can play an Aasimar, and that also applies to them. You can be a medium-tall Aasimar or a small-sized Aasimar, you know? That's pretty handy. Dragonborns have to be medium, and gnomes obviously are small. Yes, and then elves are medium, and then, yeah. And halflings are small. Orcs are medium. That's pretty cool. They changed and reworked the way that humans, not just that particular species, but like you know how humans used to get like a +1 to all the stats? They changed that, so every human is now a variant human, basically. But they, you know, traded some stuff out for some other things, so it works. This is the perfect opportunity to put on a fake mustache. Ah, man, I should have. I don't have any fake mustaches up here. In the D&D room, I do not have any fake mustaches. I should probably put some up here. I forgot this game has gone to shit recently. Go back to 5e. This is 5e kind of. I mean, like it. I mean, so they didn't actually say it's like 6th edition, but it's like an add-on to 5e, I think. D&D hotline question. Here we go. How do you feel that all paladins get a mount now for free? I get this is kind of massive RP boost, but it's also kind of broken for combat means and traveling. Your thoughts? Hey man, if you're a paladin, if you're dedicating yourself to fighting for the good Lord and everything, you deserve to get a free horse. There you go. Free horse! You know, hey, if you're a rogue, you get a free cloak. If you're a ranger, you get a free animal companion. You know, you're a paladin, you're fighting, you got heavy armor, you're fighting on a horse. There you go. Elk Farv! Yeah, they've never said it's 6th edition, yeah. I feel like it's because D&D is more popular now than it has, like, ever been. You know, because, like, I don't think most people have even really picked up D&D. Okay, I don't want to make vague generalizations. Let me say this. 5th edition is the most popular edition of D&D in terms of the number of people that have played it. I think that's a fair assessment to make. You could argue, like, no, 3rd edition or 3.5 was a better way to play D&D, but, like, in terms of the sheer number of volumes, and what's more important is the number of people buying the D&D books and, you know, playing the game and stuff and going on D&D Beyond and things like that. 5th edition is the most popular because it's gotten really huge in the last decade. You know, like Critical Role and stuff like that, you know, and people are playing it a lot. People are really into D&D. People that might have never been into D&D are getting into D&D, right? So they don't want to, like, just jump to 6th edition, especially since all the books for 5th edition, like, I own so many 5th edition books. And it's like, man, if we just skip to 6th edition, like, that might, like, freak people out. So I can understand why they didn't do that. Thank you for that. Yes, the room setup. Yes, this took me quite a while to get the way I wanted it. It was definitely a gradual process, did not happen overnight. And I just recently decorated it for Halloween, so you can see some, you see like a lantern right here. This is a dice tower, actually. cool dice tower that my friends got me for my birthday this year. It's like a 3D printed skull. It's pretty fucking cool. Yeah. I wasn't able to read the book yet. However, I know about the changes to all the races. Disappointed in drowned elves general. How do you feel about cowboy orcs? It just yeehaws for me. Yeah, let's look into orcs. So in the campaign we just started like 2 days ago, I am playing a half orc, which would now just be a regular orc. But let's look into see what orcs have, because I haven't really looked into what they have yet. Okay. They got adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush. Collapsed star, stuff it in the cornucopia. Banana, stuff it in the cornucopia. Anybody get the... Nah, okay. So, you can take the dash action as a bonus action. All right, so that already is like... Okay, I'm like, that's the first sentence of that, of the first trait of orcs. You can take the dash action as a bonus action. All right. When you do so, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. All right. So at level 1, that would just be like free dash at... Not free, it does cost a bonus action. Bonus action dash, get 2 extra hit points, 2 extra temporary hit points. That's not that crazy. But, you know, higher levels, you know, there you go there. Was that a stroke? No, that was an old stoner Adult Swim reference right there. You can use this trait a number of times, equal to your proficiency bonus, and regain all expended uses after short or long rest. All right. So you can't just, you know, like at the end of every single one of your turns. I mean, I guess you could if you had enough, you know, charges of this. So the maximum number you could have is 6. So, you know, but like at that point, you're already like level fucking 18 or whatever. So at that point, yeah. But, you know, at level 1, if you're an orc, you just get free 2 free dash actions for the bonus. I mean, the temporary hit points are nice too, but the dash is definitely going to be more useful for that. You have dark vision with a range of 120 feet. I know from the half orc that I'm playing right now, that is doubled, I think. Because I think the half orc I'm playing, Kilgore, I think he is only 60 feet dark vision. Let me just double check that. It's 60 feet. So that's an upgrade. 60 more extra feet of dark vision. Ranger is still good. It's fine. Ranger is pretty good in this. We'll get to Ranger. Relentless Endurance. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. That was there. They took out Savage Attacker, I believe. That was something that, Savage Attacks. When you score a crit with a melee weapon, you can roll one of the weapon's damage dice an additional time and add it to the extra damage of the critical hit. So they took that out. Can't do that anymore. They took out Menacing, where you just gain advantage or proficiency in the Intimidation skill. They took that out. And I think those are the only 2 things. So they replaced it with this Adrenaline Rush thing, which is that's pretty good. I think you could have probably kept the Menacing in there. I think you could have probably kept that, you know, because orcs, you know, they could be like really intimidating, like, Kilgore smash, you know. So, you know, that could have been fun. I think that would have been all right to leave that in there. The Savage Attacks thing, switching out for the Adrenaline Rush, I'd say that's a fair trade. Orc is honestly the weakest race, to be honest, but it still has uses, especially on clerics, given how spells work now. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever played well, I guess it's a half orc, but it's the first time I've ever played an orc, so I'm learning. Ranger are okay, it's just kind of dull because half of your features are based on Hunter's Mark. Well, yes, they are, but hey, at least, like, they're giving you the Hunter's Mark with your proficiency bonuses, so it's like, it's just a spell that you have. Like, Kai, in One Piece D&D, I have to just take the spell Hunter's Mark as one of my spells, as like a slot. Here, Rangers just have it, which is, it makes sense, because Hunter's Mark is like the spell that was developed specifically for Rangers, just like Shillelagh was the spell developed specifically for Druids. It's like, it makes sense to just have that prepared at all times, and you can use it for free up to the number of proficiency, in your proficiency bonus, so at level 1 it would be 2. So, and you can keep using it after that, and it gives you extra stuff, because, you know, one of the big issues with Ranger, I mean, there's a lot of issues with Ranger, obviously. But let's see here. Okay, so let's go through Ranger here. Just base stuff for a Ranger. Okay. So we got Natural Explorer, which sounds fun, but then you realize what it actually does. Like, it's cool. The idea that, like, you're a ranger, you're an outlander, you're a hermit that lives in the woods, and you're good at tracking animals, and you have a preferred terrain that, like, this is where I hunt the beast of the forest, you know? Like, that kind of shit, right? So, Natural Explorer, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means. Even when you are engaged in another activity while traveling, such as foraging, navigating, or tracking, you remain alert to danger. What does that mean exactly? Like, does that mean I get the alert condition? Like, I guess I could see people arguing with the DM on that. Like, it says alert to danger right here. I have alert. I have alert. I cannot be surprised. I can forage for blackberries, and I can know exactly when that bear is going to attack me. Yes. How long has this stream been going? So technically, this one, 11 minutes. Total time since I've started, 30 minutes. The first stream, 10 minutes. Evening, chat. Evening. Let's see. If you are traveling alone, you can move stealthily at normal pace. All right. Like, this, it really depends on how much of a stickler your DM is for, like, realism with this. Like, if you're playing, like, a campaign where your DM is like really, really like, hey, how fast are you moving through those woods? You know, like anything like that. Like maybe this makes more sense, but most DMs I've encountered, they're not going to be this like specific. Is it? When you forage, you find twice as much food as you normally would. Yeah, the issue there is like, you know, foraging in the woods, like honestly, probably everybody is going to have supplies and rations. Like, are you ever going to come across a moment where it's like, especially early in the adventure, where it's like, hey, yeah, you know, you have to stop and make camp. How much camp supplies do you have? How much food do you have? And it's like, oh shit, I didn't pack any. It's like, well, you're going to go hungry, I guess. You're going to get one level of exhaustion unless somebody gets some food. And it's like that's when the ranger is like, ha ha! You know, that's when the ranger goes off into the woods and he comes back with a bunch of like, hey guys, check all this shit I found. What do you even forage food? Well, when do you even forage for food? That's what I mean. Like if listen, there's rules for how much water and food you need to consume in D&D. I have never seen it actually been used or implemented in a game because that would be a level of realism that you probably don't want to encounter when you're playing D&D, right? This is less used than counting arrows. Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, like, hey, if you were playing a super realistic campaign, right? Like you're sitting down and you're like, okay, how many arrows do you have in that quiver? I want you to tell me right now how many arrows you have in there. You better keep track every single one. Every time you fire an arrow, you better go out there in that field and you better look for every single damn arrow. It's like, then you have the ranger starting to fletch, like he's fletching like fancy brightly colored feathers on the end of his arrow so he can like find them when he's out there. Give me a give me a survival or a nature check on every single one of those arrows. Are we sure this is D&D and not BDSM teching? Oh, I don't know. I have, you know, when you actually look at this table, you know, it does actually, I have a whip here. Oh yeah. How many people actually have ever taken whip in D&D as a weapon? I was chatting with my friends about this the other day, and it's like, cause it's in here. Whip is in here. And I've never known anybody to actually use a whip. Yeah. I used to get it. Yeah. Oh, on D&D. Oh, wait. Yeah, I've had a whip before. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I took a whip and I used it with an artificer and upgraded it. All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I didn't take one, but I found one. All right, cool. Like, why does teching have a whip? Well, there is a practical reason for that. So for every, when we're starting the One Piece chapter reviews now, every single one of them is going to start off with me shouting Elbaf with like some kind of different weapon. So, you know, I had to go to the store and Spirit Halloween and just buy like pretty much every weapon I could find because we're going to be in Elbaf for a while. So I'm going to be like this fucking ridiculous thing right here and be like, Elbaf! You know, like that's gonna be that. Yeah. Can you use a torch as a weapon? Pretty sure you can. You could smack anybody with something. You use a torch as a weapon, yeah. I'd even be nice and give you some fire damage on that, you know? I would be like, you know what I would do? I would treat it like a club. I would just treat it like you're swinging a club. And, you know, if it's on fire, that does some damage. This is a Kanabo. This is an actual weapon. Like, most of this stuff is just, like, this is made of plastic. But, like, this is an actual Kanabo a guy sent me years ago. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I don't know. I mean, I don't care. It's blunt damage with a 1d4 fire damage. Yeah, like, there you go. Easy. Done. Everything is an improvised weapon. So with the orc I'm playing right now, his thing is, we were in a dungeon, and I kept ripping off the doors of various, like we would go into a room, right? And it would be like, you have 3 doors in front of you, and then when you go into that door, it's like you have 2 doors from there. It's kind of like Norman's Gym in Pokemon, like Gen 3. Like, you're just going through 1 door, and then there's 2, and then there's like 3, and it just keeps branching out. And my half-orc just kept ripping off doors, and I just kept using doors as improvised weapons, smashing shit. And in the last one, we were in an apartment building. We were like looking around in this apartment for like clues for this thing, and ice boxes and ice like a fridge kind of existed in this universe. So I ripped the door off this fridge, and now I have a fridge door that I'm just gonna use to like smack people with, because I'm a half-orc that took Tavern Brawler. Yeah. How are unique weapons and legendary different? So I'll say one thing they did about weapons that's really fun is they have a thing called weapon mastery now. Let me pull that up. This is actually really fun. I'm actually really excited to try that out. So, you know, you got all the basic... Oh, here's something. I don't know if they're, you know, like, they actually show you all the weapons in the book. Like, what they look like. Which is a good idea. Because I feel like, you know, especially if you're brand new to D&D, you probably do not know the difference between, like obviously, like, a short sword or, like, a long sword. Pretty obvious, right? You know, short sword, long sword. I don't know, unless you're Patrick Star, you'll probably understand that. But, like, do most people really know the difference between a mace and a morning star and a flail? You know? Do most people know the difference between a spear and a javelin and a pike? You know, most people probably wouldn't. So it's kind of good that they put, like images in here to actually, like, a maul and a warhammer, a halberd and a glaive. There's 3 different axes in here. There's a hand axe, there's a battle axe, there's a great axe, you know, like, kind of like this, you know. So in D&D, I love using my bare hands, and I'm not even a monk. Yeah, you just go in and just start brawling. The differences are obvious, Tekking. Well, they are if you see a picture, but if you're just, like, picking, like, a weapon, like let's say somebody that's never played D&D before, you show them just the list of weapons, not a picture, and they're like, well, what's a morning star and what's a mace? And then you have to Google it. So here, at least they have this. But anywho, they have a thing called weapon mastery now, which certain classes get it, like, automatically. Barbarians get it, fighters get it, rangers get it, paladins get it, rogues get it. I think that's it. I don't think monks get it. But it enables you to use, like, special attacks with your weapon. And it's kind of like I immediately thought of Baldur's Gate 3. Like, if you ever played Baldur's Gate 3, like, if you have an axe, you get, like, the special attack cleave that you can only use, I think, once per short rest, and you could just, like, instead of attacking like this, like, one enemy with the axe, like, every enemy that's within 5 feet of you, you can, like, you know, like, Tekking cleave, you know. Actually, hold on, I'm in a spinny chair right now. Cleave. Yeah, we are very cultured here. Damn straight. Yes. So you got shit like that. It doesn't work exactly like it does in Baldur's Gate, not all of them, but you have cleave, you have graze, you have nick, you have push, you have sap, you have slow, you have topple, and you have vex. All right, and depending on your weapon that you have mastery in, you get one of those. And you still have like the same qualities like versatile weapons, like a pike is a two-handed weapon, a glaive is a two-handed weapon. But like actually that's a good example because I think okay, so a pike and a glaive are effectively the exact same weapon. Like statistically in the book, glaives and pikes both deal 1d10. Oh wait, no, not pike. Is it glaive or a halberd? Oh, okay, no. It's a glaive and a halberd. Glaives and halberds are the same. They both do 1d10 slashing. They're both heavy. They both have reach. They both are two-handed weapons. So effectively, they're the same thing. So like, what's the difference between like pick a glaive, pick a halberd, like Whitebeard's Murakumo Giri, this big thing. I mean, it's a naginata, but or a Bicento, but like it's effectively a glaive is what this is, right? It's a glaive. Halberds can do piercing. It does not say that in here. Maybe the old school versions could, but this version just has it as slashing damage. And then you have a halberd, which would be more similar to like this, right? But anyway, they do have different special attacks now. Glaives do graze, which if your attack roll with this weapon misses, you deal damage to that creature equal to your ability modifier. You make the attack roll. So even if you miss, it's still hitting. The damage is the same type dealt by the weapon, so you can't miss, basically. And the damage can be increased only by increasing the ability modifier. Okay, so yeah. So you're swinging this glaive. If you're, Shin from Kingdom, you're hitting with this. And then with a halberd, it's cleave, which I said earlier. So like, you take out a halberd and you're spinning attack. Halberd has a blade and a pointy end. Yes. I'm poking you. Quit stabbing! Scimitar and short swords work great with dual wielder for Vex. Yeah, so Vex is I think Vex might be the most busted one. So if you have a short sword or like a scimitar and even darts work with this, which I don't think I've ever. My sorcerer had darts on him. I don't think I've ever used them, but darts are like one of the simple ranged weapons, and they do Vex as well. So what Vex is, if you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. So if you, if you could attack on like a bonus action, that could work too. But if you have extra attack, like you hit somebody with a dart or with a scimitar or with a short sword or something. Scimitar does nick, not Vex. But if you used a short sword has it. And pistols have it too, actually. They included pistols and muskets in here as well as like a standard, bang. So that's cool. Wow, that is broken. Who is Nick? When you make the extra attack of the light property, so yeah, they have it in here, like if you have a light weapon, like a dagger in your offhand, like you make a bonus action, you can just attack with that. And when you do that, you can make it as part of the attack action instead of as a bonus action. You can make this extra attack only once per turn, right? But unlike in Baldur's Gate, where you can only use these like special attacks like once per, I think it's either once per battle or once per short rest, I don't think there is a limit here on like how many times you can use cleave. You can make this extra attack only once per turn, but that does not like once per battle. So like you could cleave like every single round. You could like every time it gets back to you, like I use cleave. Yeah. Why is it called Nick? Like you're, you got sliced a little bit, there you go. Weapon masteries are once per turn. Yeah, once per turn, but like you could use it every turn if you wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, you got nicked. You got sliced a little bit, right? There you go. But if your name is also like Nicholas, maybe you get some bonuses for that. I don't know. Push. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you push them up to 10 feet straight away from you. Sap. If you hit a creature with this weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of your next turn. That would be good if you're pretty high up in the initiative order. Like, you know, if you're up there, like if the rogue is up there and then stabs the enemy and then has sap, then it's like they have disadvantage on whatever they're going to do next. On its next attack roll. So what has sap? Sap is a mace, a spear, flail, longsword, and Morning Star. Yeah, and a war pick. Has anybody ever used a war pick? What are the most least used weapons in D&D? So we've known, like, not a lot of people use a whip. I mean, like, basically the whip is there if you want to either play Indiana Jones or Trevor Belmont. Or I guess any of the Belmonts. You want to play, like, Christopher Belmont, I guess. The whip is there, I suppose. What RPG do you play other than D&D? In real life, we've played Shadowrun, we've played Paranoia. I think those are the only other two. We've never played Pathfinder. We've never played Call of Cthulhu. I feel like we've played another RPG before that. I have, like, RPG-esque games up here. Like, this is one I just got. It's called Zombicide Black Plague. And this is really fun to play. And I have, like, Betrayal. So that's kind of also, like, a RPG kind of game. In 3.5, I used a Becta Corbin, similar to a war pick. Yeah, I know what a Becta Corbin is. That's interesting. A Becta Corbin. I don't think I've ever... I know what that weapon is, but I never thought I'd actually see it in conversation or hear it in conversation. Do you draw your characters for private sessions? I don't think we have any art of the characters we're playing right now, like I have offhand. I have read a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen, but not a lot. I have to play Mithras. I have to check that out, yeah. There was also a Cthulhu game, because my friends were coming down, we played Zombicide together, and I'm like, oh, this is a fun game, I gotta get it for myself. And then she also mentioned a Cthulhu game. Let me see if... What was it called? Cthulhu Death May Die is the name of that. So that, I gotta check that out too. What character classes have I not played in D&D? Never played... Okay, I'm only counting ones that I've never played in a campaign. I think I played a barbarian once in a one-shot, and I had no idea how to play a barbarian. But I've never properly played a barbarian. I just started playing a bard, like in our campaign we just started. Although I'm not playing him like a bard, so I'm playing him more of just like a big brutish like fighter. Let's see. And if like we're not also including Baldur's Gate characters, because I don't know if you want to include that, but in terms of like actual D&D, I've never played a barbarian. I've never played a druid. I've never played... You know what? I've never played a wizard. I don't think I've ever even played like a wizard for a one-shot. No, one time I did. But it was like a long time ago. It was like right when I started playing D&D. Might have been the first one-shot we ever did, actually. I played a wizard. Yeah. Never played a warlock outside of Baldur's Gate. Never played... William was my rogue. Never played a monk. Yeah. It was a Dragonborn. Yeah. I played a Dragonborn wizard, I think, actually, in the one-shot that we did once. I think I told that story before. Yeah. You play a warlock in Briggs's campaign. Oh, that's right, I do. That's right, I do. Shit, yeah, okay, I do play a warlock then. Don't you play a warlock in Briggs's campaign? I do. I play a warlock now, yes. So that one, I could check that one off the chart there. They have changed what bardic works. What I mean is, like, the bard I play, he just kind of beats people up. I'm a bard that has an 18 strength and just hits people with tavern brawl or improvised weapons. Yeah. Barbarian is more complex than people give it credit for. Oh no, totally. Like looking into all the stuff you could do with Barbarian, that is like something I was like, oh yeah, no, this seems like complicated enough that I really don't want to like I want to do something that I actually know more. So I'll usually go with like instead of playing a brand new class that I've never played before, I'll try like the best way to do it is start with a one shot, kind of try the character out for a bit to see how it works, and then if you like it, then go to the campaign and he's like, all right, I'll try this out. Barbarian. Yeah, it's a barbarian. Yeah, he's more of a barbarian. Yeah. No, I never played a wizard. My friend basically created a new subclass for druid just for this character. Awesome. If your DM knows what he's doing and it's a fun experience for everybody involved, it's not crazy broken or crazy weak. Or I'll tell you what, like let's talk about that. Like playing characters that are have you ever played a character that like you rolled for their stats and one of the rolls was just absolute dog shit and you just like took it anyway because it's like, hey man, I'm gonna have a 7 dexterity in this campaign, or I'll have a 4 in charisma. Why not, right? So we have like rules whenever we're rolling where it's like, if you roll a 1, you could just re-roll any ones. Sometimes even like the one we just did, if you roll a 1 or a 2, you could just re-roll that. So that makes it like you'll all have at least decent stats. I love doing that. So when I rolled up this bard to play in the one shot, I wasn't really planning on him being an idiot. And he had like a 13 intelligence. It was pretty good. And then throughout the course of the one shot, I kind of was playing him like an idiot. And it was funny. And it was really receptive to the table. So when we went to the campaign, I went to the DM and I was like, hey, Kennedy, I'm making Kilgore's intelligence 7. I'm not like readjusting any other stat. I'm just making him dumb. And it was cool. I have 7 charisma on my ranger. Oh, man. Sad that Ranger has gone out of favor over the years. You know what I realized about Ranger? Ranger, I think, is the least used class, and it does suck. But also when you think about the concept of a Ranger, it's just a more mundane druid. Hey, you know druids, right? They live out in nature and they commune with the beasts and the animals, and they can turn into the animals. Rangers are kind of like that. They live out in the woods, but they can cast magic, but they don't have wild shape. And they're not as like magical, but they live out in the woods, you know. Don't forget, charisma is both on how personality and looks. The higher your charisma, the handsome, more beautiful you are. Yes, charisma is not just necessarily your dashing smile. It can also be like the way that you talk to other people and how good are you at that. Yeah. Rangers range at range. Yes, but that range though. Ranger was originally made just to be Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of, like, the original, like, if you look into the history of D&D, which is actually quite fascinating, like, what led up to Gary Gygax and everything in the 70s when D&D was really forming and everything like that, what led up to all that, like, it started with war games and stuff, and then basically it was, like, war games and battle simulations. And this one guy invented this really intricate like battle game, like this mock war game, and he was having fun with it, but his other people, like the people playing with him, were kind of getting bored. And so, I think one of them suggested like, hey, this is like a fantasy board game or a fantasy tabletop. Like, why not have like magic in this? And like, there wasn't magic in war. It's like, yeah, but you can be whatever you want. And it's like, and then he started adding in like fireballs and shit. It's like, fine, whatever. I'll add some wizard shit into it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I mean, like, the original wizard is basically Gandalf. You're playing Gandalf. Ranger is Aragorn. Yeah. My druid in Diablo can be a giant murder bear. Yeah, there you go. Tacking D&D history video when? I don't know. I don't think I know enough about it to do a whole history video about it. And the only things I know about D&D history are from other videos I've watched that were documentaries on D&D history. So I would just go watch those. Wizard is nothing like Gandalf. Yes, but the design, I mean. Like, this is a wizard, Gandalf. Had a group where all dumped charisma except our monk was an undead in the zombie apocalypse game. That sounds fun. Ganon. Wait a minute. Gandalf. Ganondorf. Gandalf. Ganondorf. Gandorf. Ganondorf. They're the same. Let's see. So, what were we talking about? But like, oh yeah, like dump statting certain shit. Like, it's fun. It's fun to play a bard that has a 7 intelligence. Just because like the shenanigans are great. Let's see. And it's like most wizards or like spellcasters, I'd say most wizards, you're going to have crap in strength. But it'd be fun to play like a super buff wizard, you know? Super buff wizard with the Tavern Brawler feat, but he can also cast spells. And Ganondorf canonically does cast magic, yes. I never dump wisdom, perception, and wisdom. Perception is in wisdom, and also a lot of spells require wisdom saving throws. Briggs dumping wisdom with Ragnar was always funny. See, that's the thing. Like, if you want it to be entertaining, do a dump stat easily. In fact, I can even kind of see that in, like, if you're doing a new campaign, run this by your players in session 0. See if they take to it. Like, hey guys, everybody needs to have a dump stat in one core stat, and you can't repeat. So if you're this would be perfect if you had 6 players, which I know 6 players, that's a lot, but if you had 6 players in D&D, because I only have 5 when we do it. Like one DM, well, there's 6 of us, so like 1 DM and 5 players. But dude, if you could have one character that's like, I have a 6 in strength, I have a 7 in dexterity, I have a 5 in constitution. Oh man, that would be funny as hell. As long as it ain't constitution. Like, everybody's gonna want to not get the constitution. Dumping con sounds terrible. Dude, make it. I mean, all of your players would have to be cool with this, but like, draw straws. Just draw straws. Hey guys, session 0. How about, there's 6 of us, there's 6 stats in this game. How about every single one of us takes 1 shit stat? Here you go. And at the end of every straw, there's like a color, and that color determines like what the stat is. Oh my god, that'd be awesome though. Have you heard about the Chronicles of Darkness, Hollow Earth Expedition, All Flesh Must Be Eaten, Monster and Other Childish Things, Victoriana, or Against the Dark Yogi? I haven't heard any of those. Are they all games? Those all sound fun. Yeah. Have you ever have them excel at one stat to make it more fair? Yeah. You could do that. Yeah. That would be the trade-off. So, the best thing to do. Doing it randomly would be really fun too. But you could just do it like you roll for stats, and whatever stat is your lowest stat becomes your dump stat. So let's say you got a 10 in con and an 18 in your dexterity. Like, let's say you're playing a, well, I guess you would assign the stats however you want to. But anyway, like, whatever your highest stat is goes to like 20, and then everything else goes to like 15, it goes to like 5 or whatever. Dude, that would be so much fun. Dude, this looks like a torture room. You know, I never actually realized it, but when you look at it from that perspective, it does kind of look like a torture, doesn't it? Did the lights just flicker? Did the lights just flicker in here? Yeah. Have I ever played Blood Hunter? No. I just got like a +1 at least in all my stats. I rolled lucky, but got lucky and have the +5. See, every time I roll for my character's stats, and I'm like going down my friend's place later to play D&D, I always record when I'm rolling, because like it will probably, and I know my friends trust me, but like if I roll a fucking Yahtzee and get like a perfect 18 in like a stat. Like I want that to be like, hey, this happened, you know? $20 from B Mohawk. Hello, have you ever heard of Palladium's Rifts? It's a tabletop that allows for literally anything. My group has a fire demon brute, a cursed titan, a techno wizard, a elf, a half cyborg archer, and a psychic swordsman. That sounds absolutely chaotic, but I love it. That sounds great. We could do that. That sounds like fun. Palladium's Rifts. Palladium, like the paladin god that old Tony awakened? How many games have I run in total? Just one campaign, but like, how many one-shots have I done? I still remember my first one-shot. It was pretty shit, but I remember that. And then there was the Fight Caves, and then there was the Christmas special, and then there was the Halloween. There was the Scooby-Doo one I ran. So that's 4. I think that's all the one-shots I've run. This is the first one, and then Fight Caves, and then the Christmas. I think the Christmas one was broken up into 2, I think, though. We did 2 sessions for the Christmas one. And then the Scooby-Doo one. And then it's just the campaign that I'm running now, which we've done 20 sessions of that one. My wizard has a strength of 6 and a charisma of 6. Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's D&D, sir. Yes! Gonna be playing a Nightcrawler-esque character in my campaign and trying to bamf my way to glorious heights. Do it. Do it. Fight Caves sounds awesome. So it was a one-shot where my friends were like, it was a while since we had played D&D, and my friends were just kind of jonesing to play a game, and they came to me and they were like, hey, do you want to run a session? We just really want to play like high level characters and just beat the shit out of things. And I'm like, I could do something with that. So I basically just took I took inspiration from RuneScape, from when you're going through, I forget what it's called in RuneScape. It might actually just be called the Fight Caves in RuneScape, or the Fight Caverns, or whatever. When you fight Jad at the Teztok Jad at the end, right? Like that. So I just made up, like, you're in the Underdark. You're in this like punk 80s like bar in the Underdark. That's like, it's just like swarthy dwarves like drinking ale, and there's drow waitresses everywhere, and like there's a drow matron mother that's like the boss of the bar, and it's like this like people in this bar are hanging out in like the depths of the Underdark, and then really strong fighters and parties come through and just go through the onslaught of just like boss monster after boss monster after boss monster, all the way to the end. And that was the Fight Caves. And so I made 6 monsters. I made the first one was a Sapphire Dragon, because I remember Fizban's Treasury of Dragons just came out. So it was like, okay, Sapphire Dragon. And then the second one was a Hellfire Engine from Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes. And then the third was a sexy vampire lady who I literally just named Camula from Yu-Gi-Oh! They fought Camula from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And then the fourth one was this shark guy from one of my like the Kobold Press books. He was like a shark devil that had like 3 heads and like 6 arms. And just like, he talked like a frat boy. It's just like, yeah, let's pounce back some brewskis, let's go. Like he was like a shark guy. And then the 5th one was Son Wukong. I had them fight Son Wukong. And then I can't remember what the 6th battle was. I don't remember I think the 5 were the 5, and then the 6th was supposed to be a Tarrasque. And I don't think we got to the Tarrasque. Yeah. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! D&D. That would be a mess. I mean, that would just be playing D&D. I mean, this would be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In D&D. What language are you speaking? I don't know. So Sapphire Dragons were part of the Gem Dragons back in AD&D. That never really made it back into publication. Okay, that makes sense. That Fizzbon's kind of like redid a lot of the earlier stuff in D&D. Cool room. Thank you. I got an axe and a whip. I assume he's speaking North Pennsylvanian English. Yins? How Yins doing tonight? No one can beat Sun Wukong. They beat Sun Wukong. Playing any Souls games? No, I'm playing Astrobot right now. I'm playing Astrobot on PlayStation right now. It's just a fun game. It's just you got a little robot buddy and you're running around and you're beating people up and you're flying around on a PS5 controller. It's just a fun time. It's just a fun time. You took away his 9 levels of immortality. It's not fair. I'm in a back rooms D&D campaign. Oh, where did I see this? Hold on. I gotta think where I saw this. Was it around here, or was it like when I was out somewhere else, like I was traveling? No, I think it was around here. I was at a bar a couple of weeks ago. And we do bar trivia like a lot, like we do like music trivia and stuff. So I'm at this bar, we do the trivia, it's fun. I'm leaving. I parked like further down the street. Like I walked out of the bar and my car is like a city block, not like a big city block, but like it's like a block away and it's dark. And I'm like, okay, yeah, there's like no one around, but like that's kind of makes it creepier that there's no one around. So I'm like walking to my car and I'm walking past an empty building. And I glance into this empty building, and some of the lights were on. Not all of the lights were on. It was like emergency lighting was on. And I looked into this building, and it looked like the back rooms. It just looked like the floor, and like looked like back rooms. And it's like, oh, that's where the back rooms are. Huh, found them. There it is. Yeah, the Gem Dragons typically made their lairs in the Outlands, which was the neutral plains made famous in Planescape. I know Planescape. I've heard Planescape before. Teching drinks. Oh, I don't drink at the bar. I don't get alcohol at the bar. I just go there to play trivia. And I drink water. I have this room. I should do creepypasta. Chronicle of Darkness is a game about a world where the shadows are deeper and deeper and deeper still. You can play as a vampire, a werewolf, a mage, a changeling, and a stranger. Okay, that sounds fun. I'm getting a lot of game recommendations for this. I mean, Duelist Kingdom was just D&D with cards. I mean, D&D Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't sound bad. It's just that, like obviously everybody you played with would have to be into Yu-Gi-Oh! And it would kind of stop the game at certain points when like just two people are like the DM and the player are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Please, I tell scary stories. Ooh. I went to a bar for the first time last October and my mom and stepdad played trivia. I'm glad you had fun. I love trivia. Trivia is such a fun time. I have not seen the D&D movie. I keep meaning, my friend Patrick watched it and he liked it. I keep meaning to watch it and just haven't gotten around to it. D&D movie is awesome. I've only seen the clip where they're reviving the dead bodies and they're using Speak with Dead. Yeah. So, here's something fun that they added also. That kind of a tangent. So they reworked how your character is made now. So before, I think the order was you picked your character's race first. Like the way it was ordered in the book, it was races were first, and then it was class, and then it was your background. So now you're starting with your class, which makes sense. Like, what do you want to do as a player? That's more important than your species, I think, more important than your background or your origin in this. They call it your origins. It's like, what do you want to be doing in D&D? Do you want to cast spells? Do you want to be a big hulking dude with an axe? Do you want to be a rogue that sneaks into the shadows and stabs people? Do you want to be, I don't know, a monk? Do you want to punch things elegantly? Do you want to punch things brutally? You know, like, what do you want to do? So that makes more sense. With character species, none of the character species have a pluses or anything to stats anymore. That's not a thing. So you don't play like a human and get a +1 to all the stats. That's all in your background now. And every background that you pick, like Acolyte, Entertainer, that all has a feat with it as well. So if you play a human, the trade-off for not having the +1 to all the stats anymore is you get Heroic Inspiration, which is pretty good, and you get a feat, because you're just, every human's a variant human, and you'll get a feat with your background. So if you play a human, you'll be starting with 2 feats. Now, they really like feats in this version of D&D, I've discovered. Now, the feats you can take as a human are, they broke up feats into like origin feats, which are 10, I think 10 origin feats, and then there's a bunch of general feats, and then there's martial feats. So you can only take sometimes in a specific list. Yeah. It's just this D&D Q&A. This is just me talking about DNA because I felt like DNA. This is me talking about DNA. All right, so DNA, right? Pretty fascinating stuff. So life actually started before DNA. It actually started with RNA, and then you got that RNA was just half a DNA, and then smashed together, and then you got real DNA, and then all right, it's a lot of feet, This is now organic chemistry stream, and I never took organic chemistry, so this is gonna be rough. It's just like, all right, DNA questions, let's go. So, but yeah, so if you're an acolyte, for instance, you get Magic Initiate, which is you get a cleric spell. If you're an artisan, you get the crafter feat, which I think is new. Let me go look at the old player's handbook here in a second. Ooh, skeleton! Alright. This is the original player's handbook here. Let me look up these feats. What's up with these feats? Alright, backgrounds. This is fascinating. I'm just going to look it up in the index. Oh, there's a really nice glossary in this too. Not just the index, but there's a really nice glossary of terms. That's like, if there's any like terms in D&D that you're confused by, just look it up in the glossary. Nice and simple. So the organization in there is impeccable. Impeccable, I say. Feats. Yeah, so... yeah, they don't have... so Crafter's a new one. Crafter's new. Let's see. Oh, I think they have a musician one now. Yeah, musician feat. That's kind of neat. Instrument training. So you gain proficiency with 3 musical instruments. That's a fun one. And encouraging song. As you finish a short or long rest, you can play a song, which you have proficiency, and you can give heroic inspiration to allies who hear the song. The number of allies that can benefit this way equal to your proficiency bonus. And heroic inspiration, I'll just use that glossary right now. And it's just alphabetical order here. So if I wanted to look up what heroic inspiration does... if you have heroic inspiration, you can expend it to re-roll any die immediately after rolling it, and you must use the new roll. So that's good. It gives you the option to do it. Like, so if you roll and it's dog shit, it's like, okay, doing that again, especially if you get a 1. You can do that again. So that's pretty cool. And you can do that with the musician feat. I didn't expect them to do lucky. Yeah, but lucky is different now. So the origin feats, the ones that if you play a human, you can just take automatically, are alert, although they've changed alert. Alert actually works now where you can switch initiative count with another willing player. So if one player has like an 18 to initiative and you roll like a 6, and that player's willing, you can swap initiative. So you could be like, hey man, I really want to go first. Can I he's like, all right. But I guess it's also possible, like, I don't know. I don't know if that would make people argue at the table. I think most players are pretty okay with that, I don't know if that would get to a point where you're like arguing at the table. Like, come on, man, let me go first. You always get the highest initiative. Yeah. That was a pretty common homebrew rule. I've never seen that. We've never actually done that before. And then again, we don't really care too much about initiative. It's like, you get what you get. Like, I'm not, like, usually it's not a situation where I'm like, I need to go first. It's like, yeah. Sometimes for storytelling reasons, it'll make sense. Like, especially if your character is like really pumped up, and it's like if your character's like, oh man, this is the mansion where my arch nemesis that kidnapped my sister is living. I'm gonna bust right into his bedroom and I'm gonna murder that son of a bitch. You know what I mean? It's like you burst into his room, you take the axe, here's Johnny, you break open the door and roll initiative. And it's like, okay, here we go, initiative. 3. Plus 3, so 6. I have 6 initiative. And it's like, all right, well, I guess you got 6 initiative. The guy, he was in his room, he wasn't asleep, he's awake, and he heard you breaking down his fucking door. So it's like, he rolls a 17. So, yeah. Yeah. That actually kind of hurt. That plastic, man. Plastic's rough. That was really good at aiming. Yeah, it hit me right here. Right in the neck. If that was a real axe. Did I just die? Used to be initiative was rolled each round. Oh, well, okay. That would be a pain in the ass to keep track of. Like, that's a thing, like, every player would have to keep track of everything that's going on at that point. Because as the DM, that would be a mess. You and your companions would declare what you would do, and the DM would say what he would do, initiative would be rolled, and then the events would take place. I see how that works. I can see why they changed it. But yeah, so that's the alert feat. So you got Crafter, Healer, Lucky, Magic Initiate, Musician, Savage Attacker, Skilled, Tavern Brawler, and Tough. Those are the origin feats. Lucky is different now. So I think what they were trying to do is just to try to minimize all the extra rolls. So with your luck points, you still get 3 luck points. You get them equivalent to your proficiency bonus. So you'd start out with 2, and then 3, and then 4. So you get a maximum of 6. You regain your expended ones on a long rest. Yeah. So when you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you could spend 1 luck point to give yourself advantage on that roll. Or if somebody's attacking, you could spend a luck point to give them disadvantage. So instead of like they roll and then you make them re-roll, it's just you get advantage or they get disadvantage. That's how it works now. Which I think is a simpler way of doing it. Is it more broken? Yeah, I think that's a buff. I think it's a buff. I have never multi-classed except for William. I think I've only ever multi-classed with William. Never multi-classed with any spellcasters, certainly. I did Rogue and Fighter with William, and that was it. And that was in a different... That's One Piece D&D, which is a very different kind of setting, because it's not the same kind... Like, you can't really play a wizard in... in fact, I think Rustage even said, this was like years ago, this was like over 4 years ago at this point when we started, but I think when we were picking like characters to play and classes for One Piece D&D, I think Rustage did say to us like, hey, I mean, it's like 5e, pick whatever class, but just like, it's D&D, it's One Piece, so it's not like you can't play a wizard, you know what I mean? But I'm sure we could have probably figured out ways to make it work, like you have the sorcery devil fruit or something, I don't know. William was peak. I miss William. Ha ha! Captain William D. Chapston at your service, sir. What was the best thing about William? I think it was just he was an idiot. I think William was just... I played William kind of like Ash from The Evil Dead a little bit. Like, that was definitely an inspiration for William. That was definitely in there. Like, just kind of him being an idiot. But he had that charisma. He had that charisma. And he liked killing old people. I mean, come on now. Yeah. Is buying the handbook for someone that doesn't know anything about D&D a good idea? Have they expressed any interest in playing D&D? Because if they come up to you and been like, hey man, I really like this D&D thing, I just don't know how to get into it, then yeah, I'd say if they're interested in playing D&D, then yeah, get them the player's handbook. They're going to need one anyway at some point, if they're interested. In fact, try to get like I have 3 players handbooks now because that's one of the ones that you can have like extra copies are definitely nice to have. Especially when players like, oh, I need to look something up. Well, I need to look up something too. It's like, well, pass the book when you're done, So I have like 2 up here and then I have 1 downstairs next to my like little shelf. I have a 4-year One Piece D&D campaign ongoing. Our paladin is explained as having an angel fruit. Yeah, like, you could definitely explain away anything with the One Piece world. It's wacky enough to make it work. Buying them Baldur's Gate and I would say Baldur's Gate is probably the new way of introducing people into D&D. Now, that can have a little bit... And now, the only thing I would say about that is... preface to the people before they play Baldur's Gate 3 or before they play D&D, like preface to them like things do not work exactly like they do in Baldur's Gate 3. That is a video game. Video games are going to have to necessarily change things or alter things slightly in order to make it more conducive and fun to play as a video game. D&D, as played, in person, tabletop, that it's not going to be the same kind of thing. It's very, very, very similar, but there are going to be differences. Any campaigns you've wanted to play but haven't had the chance to, either DMing or as a player? I have Curse of Strahd back here that I've never played. Either or, DMing or playing Curse of Strahd would be good. I feel like Curse of Strahd is that one, like, because there's a lot of published adventures, like, hold on, let me see ones I got here. Like, I got Storm King's Thunder and Icewind Dale. Yeah, and like, the Rise of Tiamat. Yeah. So I got a bunch of these. And I do use these books for like, characters and monsters and stuff sometimes. Like, there's a monster that only appears in Storm King's Thunder, or there might be a map in here that I like to use or something, right? Like, so there's that. But I would like to play Curse of Strahd sometime. Storm King's Thunder, actually. I've read Storm King's Thunder and Curse of Strahd are the only ones, like, I've read all the way through of what the adventure is. And they both seem, like, insanely fun. I think this one's going to be fun, because, like, Elbath, giants, right? Icewind Dale isn't bad. Icewind Dale is better for, like, the map system. Like, look at the map of this thing. Like, the map is crazy. Like, there's, like, these, basically, like, there's, like, these 10 towns, and each town has, like, a different, like, specialty, and there's people, and, that's really cool. Like, my geography-loving soul loves that about Icewind Dale, but the actual story I haven't read all the way through yet. It depends on the time of year, too. Like, if it's, like, in this time of year, I'm definitely wanting to run Curse of Strahd. If it was, like, more in winter, I'd probably want to run Storm King's Thunder. Yeah. Very dope Mjolnir. Yeah, I got Mjolnir back here, too. Yeah. Oh, God, you want to see the most metal image ever? Storm King's Thunder and Mjolnir. Elbath. There you go. That's how you do. There it is. There it is. That right there. That's Elbath right there. That's Elbath. Get an axe in there too. Look at that. Look at that. That's epic. That's a commercial. That's a commercial shot right there. Look at that. Wait, hold on. I think I'd do it like at this. There you go. Like maybe get the axe in there somehow. Hold on. There you go. There's an order of operations that make this work. There you go. There you go. That works. Icewind Dale on the PC got me into the RPGs as a whole. I never got too far, too complicated for child me, but I love the choices I had. Ah, cool. Yeah. Welcome to Elbaf commercial. Hello and welcome for this luxurious Storm King's Thunder set. If you order now, you'll get a free Mjolnir and a hand axe, recently cutting into Tekking's neck. All on sale. I'll sell this now for $75.99 gold. But yeah, those would be the two. Let's see. Can't believe I've been watching this crazy dude for like 6 years. I can't believe that either. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I have a Patreon, but I don't really use it for anything. Reintroduce all the One Piece islands, but now as if you're trying to sell them as vacation homes. Oh, that does sound like a good idea. Come visit Elbaf or come visit Little Garden. It used to be full of dinosaurs and two giants in Mortal Kombat. Now there's just the dinosaurs. There's open real estate now. The dinosaurs are flourishing without Dorian Broggy to kill them all the time. No, I've never tried LARPing, although Rustage went to this like Renaissance festival in Canada a few months ago, and he was telling me about it, and it sounded like the most fun thing ever. And it's like, dude, I want to do that. I want to do that so bad. So I think next year, I don't know, but it would be fun to get the D&D crew together and we all do that. Go to like a Renaissance fair or something. Pitch Raijin Island as a vacation home. I mean, hey, if you like electricity, hey, it's got wonderful lighting and you got electricity. There you go. You could just make Little Garden into Jurassic Park. You could. You really could. I think it was in August, I think is when he went. Yeah, that sounds about right. Wait, no. Well, maybe it was. I don't know. I remember talking to him. It feels like I talked to Rustage about this like a month ago, which would be like at the end of August, which maybe he was there at the beginning of August. It might have been, yeah. I would be a real estate agent in the One Piece world. Yeah, that's if I got isekai'd into the One Piece world, that's honestly what I would end up doing. I would just open my own real estate business. Are you going to dress up for Halloween? I mean, if I do a video on Halloween, probably. It doesn't make sense that clerics, sorcerers, and warlocks don't get a subclass at level 1. So I know they changed... I know with wizards, was it always level 2 for wizards? Like you get your specialty of your school, or was it level 3? Or maybe they changed it to level 3 in this one. Hold on a minute. Wizard. Oh, and also a handy little thing is at the beginning of every single class, there's just this little nice little thing up here that tells you everything that you get, or like what your traits are. So that's handy. And then the table as always. Yeah, you get your wizard subclass at 3rd level now. It's always been level 2. Well, it's level 3 now. And they didn't remove, like, there's still, like, necromancy spells and, like, transmutation spells and stuff like that. But in this book, they only have 4 subtypes of wizard, which I thought was a little strange. They only have diviner, abjurer, evocation, and illusionist. And that's it. So they don't have enchantment, transmutation, necromancy, or conjuration. Little strange. Yeah. Now, I'm sure you could still play those types of mages, like if you wanted to. I'm sure the fucking like DM will let you, but like that is a little weird in this. But there's still like spells, like they list the spells, and like Eye Bite is still a necromancy spell. It's not like they changed it or anything, but yeah, that was a little strange. Getting rid of enchantment is wild. Yeah, I liked if I ever played a wizard, it was probably going to be, so in the campaign I'm running as the DM, I have some NPCs that are wizards. And there's one that's a transmuter, and there's another one that was a conjurer, and then another one that was a divination wizard. So that was kind of fun to play, like, oh, and a necromancer. So I'm trying to play like 8 different kinds of wizards. Yeah. Yeah, you just don't have features. Like, that's the thing, though. Like, if you wanted to play an enchanter, you could still cast enchantment spells, but you're not going to have, like, special features or anything with that. Yeah, only 4 subclasses per class now. The DMG is supposed to give more details. Yeah, and the DMG is not out yet. And the Monster Manual, I think it's listed that the DMG is coming out in 2024, and the Monster Manual is listed to come out in 2025. So it sucks they're not releasing all 3 of them at once. That would have been nice. Dies to 1d4 everything damage. 1d4 almighty damage. Here you go. DMG's in November. Okay, cool. They forgot Artificer. No, they didn't forget Artificer. I think they explicitly said that we're not doing Artificer in this. It's in Tasha's. You can use it in Tasha's, I think. I mean, it is not like, it's up to the DM, but like, I don't see any reason why the DM would say, no, you're not allowed to play an Artificer. Everybody's crying over Artificer is the DLC. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let's all shed our tears for Artificer. Let's go take out our steampunk violin and do 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 do. It's coming on a new Eberron or something. Yeah, yeah. This feels like I'm gonna DM for the chat. All right, everybody. All right, let's play D&D. Why not? We're here. How long we been here? That was a long session 0. Okay, everybody ready? Everybody have their characters ready? All right. Hold on. This is. I have all the shit. I have it. Right? Might as well. Right? And okay. I don't. This would be. We're level 5, right? Nope. Level 1. Starting level 1. We're starting this the right way. We're starting level 1. Okay. You rolled 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Great. Okay. Okay. What's everybody's dump stat? All right. What's everybody's dump stat? Okay. Here we go. We're not playing Storm King's Thunder. This is an original. This is a teching original. I want to stay. Let me get my dice. I think I'm going to use my special dice here. I'm going to grab my, yes. Okay, cool. All right. Yep. Okay. Okay, right 2 is playing a monk. All right. Let's see. Charisma, persuasion. I'm playing a monk. Okay, what's everybody playing? What's everybody playing here? Joe is a paladin. Okay, we got a monk. We got a paladin. We got a rogue. We got another monk. We got a paladin. We got 2 paladins, 2 monks. We got a rogue. We got a ranger. We got a paladin again. We got a monk. We got a fighter. We got a Goliath sorcerer. Okay, good. All right, that's okay. That's good. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I want to play a barbarian. I want to play a fiend, warlock. It's fine. Wizard, druid, nice. I'm playing a fighter. Evil Tortle Cleric, fine. Perfectly good. Everybody's fine. 448 concurrent viewers. The largest D&D campaign. Clockwork Sorcerer. I don't have time to look through all of your character sheets. You're good. I play a firefighter. Yeah, you're good. I'm good. I'm playing Batman. That's fine. You can play the Batman class. You're level 1 Batman, though. You're level 1 Batman. You only get 3 batarangs and the shark repellent spray. That's all you get. Okay? You're level 1 Adam West Batman. That's what you get. Alright? Take it or leave it if you want to play Batman. You don't get the fucking Batmobile at level 1. Alright? Alright, let's begin. I have my cool, I think I'll use my cool fancy dragon dice for this one. I don't know if you can see it from there. My cool dragon scale dice. Yes. Alright. Alright. Asimar, Blood Hunter, good, good. I'm playing as Big Tony. Alright, cool. Those are some sexy dice. I don't buy dice that often, honestly. I really don't. All of my friends, I think, have way more dice than I do. Okay. So, you all awaken. It's, the glow in the sky above you. You can tell it's either very early in the morning, sunrise, or sunset. Just a cascade of oranges and reds and yellows in the sky. And as your vision starts coming back to you, you all awaken. And you've realized that you are on a garbage barge in the middle of the ocean. You're just surrounded by heaps of trash in every direction. And you look into the sea, the setting sun way over the horizon. There is no land in sight. And you all, because there's like fucking 70 of you on this damn barge. So you just all look around and it's just like nothing whatsoever. So, what do we got here? Eat the garbage to gain power. All right, Big Beetle, I'm rolling con. All right, what do you got? A 19, you're fine. You're good. I rolled 20 initiative. There's nothing to fight right now except, well, okay. With a group this size, some of you are definitely fighting other people. All right, you're definitely going to be fighting each other in a group like this. Whoever was playing the evil turtle is definitely... Some of you are just going to die from that, all right, before we even really get into the adventure. Okay? Attack the closest person wearing glasses. All right, it's that guy. It's one of the paladins. It's a paladin with really shitty vision, so you're fighting that guy. I want to go fishing. All right, you don't... Oh, yeah. So, I'll have you have your gear. I don't, whenever you start D&D, I don't like, oh, you don't have any of your gear on and you're in a freaking, jail cell or something. No, you got your gear. If you don't have a fishing rod, you can root around in the trash. You could definitely find some old busted up fishing rod. That's not far. Yeah. Nothing worse than a nearsighted paladin. That's the guy that dump statted one of his, what would have been his, I guess there's not a stat for vision. I guess wisdom. It would be perception. That's the guy that dump statted wisdom. Yeah. But, yeah, like, if anybody wants to go fishing, you go fishing. Give me some rolls for what do you want to do. I want to pull the fisherman into the water. Oh my god, you're just going around, like, pushing fishermen into the water. You're awful. You're on a garbage barge in the middle of nowhere, and your first night, it's like a battle royale. Like, everyone's just, what are we doing on this garbage barge? You're just pushing people over into the water. You got a 1. You fish out of the water a weird-looking fish. You have never seen this fish before. This looks like the kind of fish that you would find in the bottom of the, like, deepest recesses of the abyss. This fish is, like, it has, like, 3 eyes, and it's super flat. Like, it's one of those fish that, like, presses up against, it's like stunfisk, like, presses up against the bottom of the ocean to, like, maintain it. Just sad and miserable, and it smells like, it just smells bad. You get that fish. Stab the wizard. So you're just going around stabbing all the wizards. All right. I rolled 4 for fishing. What do I catch? You catch a dead flounder. You just, an already dead flounder. Yeah. Giraffe named Ben eats the fish. Roll for strength. Okay. You do. You do that. I resist. Okay. You resist. There you go. He resists. He doesn't get stabbed. I'm going to assume by this point about half of you are fucking dead. Either half of you have either been knocked over the edge of the garbage barge into the water, where you are promptly eaten by just a horde of sharks and tentacle monsters that are just around the garbage barge at all times. I am still on giraffe named Ben protecting him. Okay, so I love how there's people in the chat that are working together that are actually trying to do this. So there's a giraffe named Ben. Is that an actual player, or is that just, there's a giraffe on the garbage barge too? How many people with glasses are left? Okay, all right, here's what we're gonna do. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can actually fucking do something with this. Okay, all right. Okay. I'm gonna have to trust a lot of you here. Okay, which, honor system now. We've all played D&D, right? We've never fudged our numbers with our rolls before, right? Okay. Everybody... Well, I don't even know if everybody has a dice. Okay, if you don't even have dice, you're not even playing right now. Okay, there's no point for you playing if you don't even have dice right now. Everybody roll me a d20. If you get if you get a 15 or higher, then you're still alive. Okay, everybody else is dead. All right, let's see if we can narrow this down a little bit here. Okay. I rolled an 18. King Coca, you're alive. You're still alive. King Coca's alive. Smile got a 16. All right, so you're still alive. Tanner's still alive. T-Day is still alive. Vikenloff is still... No, they're dead. That guy's dead. You rolled a 27. Nope, you're dead, Luke. Sorry. Okay. Everybody that's still alive. All right, you're still alive on the fucking garbage barge. Okay. Did any of you attempt, by the way, to look to see what's pulling the garbage barge? Did anyone attempt to look at, like, the tugboat that was pulling the garbage barge? Or did everybody just start murdering everybody as soon as it started? I am. Okay, Sunspyro. I did, but I rolled a 3. Okay, so you stumbled and you fell in the trash pile. It's a really big barge, okay? Let's see. Okay, now we have more. Okay, I want to make a raft. Okay, we can work with that. I'm going to roll for you. I'm going to see if you can find the necessary materials to build a raft. All right. Okay, I rolled a 6. So you find... Actually, you find a raft, but it is literally like one of those old inflatable rafts, and it is ripped, like, and shredded into, like, 7 different pieces that you're finding in this trash pile. So you find a raft, but it's completely unusable. You can't really find any other, like, in this particular trash pile you're looking in, you can't find anything that's, like, big enough that you could, like, string together to, like, make a raft. It's all just really small materials here. I set the garbage barge on fire. Okay, well, let's see if this works. You succeed in starting a small fire in one of the garbage piles, but keep in mind it's a very big garbage barge. You find, like, a cluster of, like, old napkins and paper towels and stuff, and you light that on fire, and it's going, it's lighting, it's spreading to the other, like, easily flammable material, but it's not, like, engulfing the entire mountain of garbage. I attempt to throw the guy wrestling me into the smelliest puddle of trash juice around. All right, we can roll with that. Oh, you rolled a 19, so yeah, that definitely happens. You take this guy and you just shove him into, like, a 1-foot deep puddle of just garbage juice, just, like, battery acid smelling, just... And the guy that you do that to takes 1d6 of acid damage. They take 6 acid damage. Yeah, there you go. All right, I shoot a fish with my 44 handgun. Well, I didn't check your character sheet, so fuck. 19, you shot a fish. Good job, you got a fish. I rolled an 8, thrown into garbage. I gag. Forward pen. Is this fun? Do you want me to keep going? I can keep going with this. Are you guys having fun, or should we just, like, I could just end the stream at this point. I don't even know what the fuck we're doing now. The Void yells to gather everybody into one group. Keep going. All right. Okay. Oh, you know what we could do? Hold on. we could actually maybe do something with this. Okay, hold on. We can Twitch plays Pokemon this shit, kind of. Hold on. We can do polls. We can do a poll. That's something we can do. All right, hold on. Let us fight the trash god. All right. I'm helping the void. All right, so this, okay. So a bunch of people are dead. But let's see if you're still alive and you're still following along with this. Okay. So, so the void. So, okay, I'm going to set some ground rules for this, okay? If we're actually going to go forward with this, like I was just fucking around just now, but like if we're actually going to try to go forward with this, it's going to inherently, I'm not going to be able to hear all of you. So here's what we're going to do. All right. I'm going to look at the chat and whoever I see first in the chat. So I saw the void say that thing. So that's going to be the first question here. And I'll throw a poll up. And then we'll wait a bit, and then we'll see what the poll's results is and whatever. And then I'm going to look at the chat, and whatever first person I see that actually makes coherent sense, we'll go with that, and we'll just see what happens. I don't know, but let's see how this works. Okay. I rolled my character as Mavis Beacon. Yes. Oh, Mavis Beacon. I learned how to type, damn it. I could do 86 words per minute. What am I can do? I know, I don't think it's that high. It's like 80 or something. I don't know. Okay. So do you, hold on. Gather around the void and listen. Oh man, hold on. I might actually not be able to use my DM screen here. It might be like a, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right. Yes, no. All right. Voting time. Actually, no, I have a better way of wording this. Hold on a second. Do you go? Okay. Here we go. All right, there it is. The void has asked everybody to gather. It's like, okay, everybody, all right, we're all having fun shooting fish and throwing people into garbage and stabbing wizards. And is that a giraffe? There's a giraffe. Just the fucking idea that there's a fucking giraffe here for some reason. You know what I mean? And just there's Mavis Beacon over there. Oh God. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. So most people are listening. Okay. So this will be a special. Okay. So in this case, considering the poll was there's one voice in the group, the void. That's like you hear a voice from the void. That's like, everyone, please. Stop this madness. Come together. We have to gather together. We need to figure out what's going on here. The one voice is listening. And then so 82% of people have said yes. So we're Twitch playing Pokemon this. So you do. So the void, the floor is yours. All right. So you gather people around. What is your words? People have gathered around you. Everybody has stopped the mayhem for a moment. People have stopped fishing and shooting guns into the water and riding around and stabbing people and whatever. There's dead bodies all over the barge. All over the barge. Okay, like you've killed so like people you all woke up and you just started murder frenzy. But now there's a little bit of decorum. There's a little bit of like strategy. At least the beginnings. So, let's see. Does the void say anything yet? No. Okay, cool. All right, so there you go. The void is now yours. All right. Ben the giraffe smells the bodies. All right. All right. It'd be great if the void just left. He's just like, I have to go to bed, whatever. I'm ending the stream. Okay, here we go. I say, we need a leader, and I am nowhere near qualified to be the leader, so we will hold a debate to decide who the leader is. As you're on a garbage barge. You're like, all right, all right. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay, Raitu is working on the bomb. That's great. Ben, all right. All right, that'll be the next one. That'll be the next poll. Someone nominated Ben the Giraffe. Okay, you need a leader. Ben the Giraffe has been nominated. Here you go. You need a leader. Ben the Giraffe has been nominated. In Benjamin we trust. And who came up with Ben? Okay, everybody, who is Ben's idea? Like, let's see if we can narrow down Ben's idea here. Because if like 16 people say, it was my idea, Teching, it was my idea. Like, okay, then fuck, whatever. But like, you know, it was you. Not me. Me. Skillbot. It was I. Okay, it was Skillbot. Okay, it was Skillbot. All right. Skillbot. Can Ben speak? And if he can speak, does he speak common? Does he speak a language that people will understand? Or is he just a giraffe? All right. Oh, he is Benjamin. I am Benjamin. So he is just a giraffe. It's not he has a giraffe companion. He is an actual giraffe. That is his character. Okay, great. Perfect. Now we're getting places. Things are starting to make sense now. We started with chaos and now we've gotten a little bit of reason in here. Okay, good. I just joined. What the fuck is going on? We're on a garbage barge. Roll up a character. Okay, come on. I am giraffe. We need a druid to translate. Okay, who's a druid? Who's a druid here? Okay, the giraffe has been nominated. People have nominated giraffe to be the leader, probably because, okay, as you all look around, you see one figure that really cuts above all the rest because he's a giraffe. So he has a super long neck that just stretches above all of the trash piles, and everybody just becomes gravitated to this giraffe. The charisma of this giraffe is immense, and you all begin to gather around this giraffe as you beseech the giraffe on what to do. So who is a okay, Mugi-sama is the first person I saw, so that's how we're doing this. Okay, so Mugi-sama, you are a druid. You are now the official translator of Benjamin. I lie and say I'm a druid. I know what I'm saying. I know what he's saying. Okay. I become Ben's bodyguard, wielding my dual maces. Okay. I asked the druid to flirt for me. Teching, tell us giraffe facts. They can swing their necks around pretty good and smack people with them. When they give birth, they're, you know, that happens. All right, now, let's see. Next question. There's going to be, I feel like there's some dissenters here. I'm seeing some people in the chat that want to kill and cook Ben and take the leadership position for themselves. And I'm seeing other people that want to defend Ben and protect him with his life. So, we're just gonna, like binary choices are probably the best here. Do you fight Ben or defend Ben? Skillbot, this is, by the way, Skillbot, this is going to determine if you live or die. I'm just letting you know right now. Because, you know, it's not, everybody's not just going to immediately, like listen to whatever you say. Do you fight Ben or defend Ben? All right, here we go. Fight. Oh my god, the keyboard, sorry, the sensor for the keyboard is like all the way over there on the floor, so it's like trying to figure out the best way to put this. Fight. Protect. Oh no. Wait, yeah, hold on a minute. Fight Ben. Protect Ben. Okay. All right, here we go. I mean, like, yeah, binary choices are the way to go. All right. This is gonna determine some things here. Oh man, okay, a battle begins. A battle ensues in the trash pile. Ben lords over all of you. Some of you are gathering together like, this giraffe knows what's what. This giraffe will protect us. We need a leader. We need somebody to actually make decisions around here. I'm going with Ben, okay? All the other, like, everybody else is just like, there's a smaller contingent. Not a 50-50 split. It's actually about 25 to 75%. It's about 75% of you want to protect Ben, and you rally around Ben with your axes and your swords and your whips. Your whips. You're like, we will defend Benjamin with our lives. We defend. Ah! And you're just hacking people apart. By the way, it is the fight continues. Oh man, hold on. The fight continues as the sun is now setting. It is now beyond dusk. So now it is truly getting dark out here, and the only light you can see is from the dual moons that are in the sky. It's a perfect starry night. There is no light coming from anywhere here. So it is a full moon out. There's 2 moons in the sky, so you can actually kind of see some of what's going on here. It's pretty bright. But, the attackers are coming back a little bit. Now it's 30-70. Now it's just, you're fighting, you're defending. Isn't there fire burning? Let's see how bad the fire has become. There is a fire. There was a fire, but I also said it wasn't spreading super fast. So let's see how bad the fire is. The fire is still going, but it is only in one section of the garbage barge. So if you were around that particular area, there'd be a little bit of light from the fire, but it's really not. It's not a raging inferno, unless somebody wants to try to make it a raging inferno. Protect Ben from the fire. Protect Ben from the fire! Oh my god. Fireball. Okay. I keep blasting. I just joined and I am confused. You might as well just go to bed, buddy. You might as well just go to bed if you're joining in on this shit. Okay. Take his skin! The battle ensues for at least an hour as you guys, because there's like dozens of you that are fighting here. But eventually, the battle finally ends, the bodies fall, and silence. An eerie silence, like the first time it's truly been quiet since the chaos ensued. Like right before you guys all woke up, there was like an eerie silence, and then the second everybody woke up, it was like bedlam, okay? Everybody's losing their shit, right? But now a silence falls as the attackers lay dead. Every single person that attacked Ben is now dead, in a pile in the garbage barge. Ben still stands, and his protectors still stand. And that was a pretty overwhelming victory. That was 2/3 majority perfect. That was 2/3 to 1/3 majority. 1/3 of you are dead at the end of this. Victory screech! You eat them. Victory, Benjamin lives! Giraffe Clan, the Benji Bens never lose. All right. So that has narrowed down at least a good chunk of people. Like, I don't know how many people died in that initial melee and that battle royale shit we were having going on. It was like a freaking Fortnite battle or Apex or whatever. But a lot of you died there. And then 1/3 of you just died as you're protecting a giraffe. Okay. I would like to become a cleric of Ben, please. Yeah, you can do that. You now pledge your weapon, whatever your weapon is. You now get on one knee and you pledge your undying loyalty to Ben as your new savior and God. Yeah. Time to celebrate with a feast. Okay, Cameron, that's a good idea. Time to celebrate with a feast. All right, how are we going to do the feast? I feel like that's something that I could roll but you know what? I'll just do that. Let's just, okay. I go over here for that. Okay. Ben has survived. Do we all feast? Yes or no? Just keeping it simple here. Okay. We could have done that. Yeah, well, that's the way of doing it. Okay, it's overwhelming that you feast. Okay, it's overwhelming that you feast. Oh, feast on the trash. Well, we're gonna do some rolls here to figure out what you're gonna find here exactly. We need a chef. Who's a chef? Who's a chef? It's too soon to feast. Well, 82% of you think otherwise, sir. You're still in the middle of goddamn nowhere. You're still in the middle of the ocean on a garbage barge. Yeah. Feast, men, feast. I shall be the chef. Okay, Richard. I saw that first. So, Richard, you're gonna be the chef. So, what are you cooking up, Richard? What do you got? I can roll for you. Are you looking for anything specific? What's going on here? Giraffes primarily eat leaves and twigs of acacia, mimosa, and trees. I'm rolling this with disadvantage. That's a nat 20. And that's a nat 20. 2 nat 20s. 2 nat 20. Okay. All right. Fuck it. Okay, hold on. Fuck it. Hold on. I have to pull something up. Here. I have to pull something up. Hold up. 2 nat 20s. You gotta be shitting me. I swear to God. This campaign. This fucking campaign, guys. Can you believe way back when we started this campaign we'd be here right now? I didn't think we would. No, I have to check something here. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. All right. So, as you are digging, Richard, as you are digging around in the trash, you're digging around trying to find food on this garbage barge. And, you stumble upon, like, as you're moving the trash out of the way, and it's disgusting at first, but then you notice something. You notice a tree branch from an acacia tree. Like an actual legit, like, tree branch. And it has, like, leaves on it. And the leaves are, like, fresh. Like, fresh leaves. Okay? So you're moving shit out of the way, and you find a tree branch. Okay? What do you do, Richard? This is for you, Richard. Because you're the one that's the cook. You find this tree branch, oddly enough, poking out of the trash pile. I cast roll 63 on Ben. Ben is now a female giraffe. He looks nearly identical. Alright. Roast Ben. I burn the branch. Eat the wood. Eat the branch. I offer the leaves to our local Ben, to our Lord Ben. Okay, so you find the twig, you pull off the leaves, and you present them to Ben. I'm assuming Ben eats them. Giraffe named Ben stands tall. Okay. All right. So, okay. Does Ben have a successor? We're not up to that yet. Ben roll forever. Praise Ben. I feel like this is a good place to stop, actually. I feel like this is a good, like, I don't know where I could come up with more shit, I guess, but, like, I think this is a good place after all that chaos. I feel like that's a good place to end it right here, you know? They could be poisoned, my lord. I say, Ben is saying we should explore the boat in lying again. Keep going. All right. To be continued, Ben and his men prevail. Yeah, but when are we all going to get together again to play? That's the problem with D&D. You know, that's the problem with sessions. You know, when are we all going to get all exactly 439 people in here to play this again? Yeah, we need more. Okay, fine. All right, well, we never extinguished the fire. Yeah, no, the fire is... Oh, wait, no, I have some other stuff. Hold on. The fire is smoldering now. The fire is not growing. It is actually beginning to die out now. Yeah. I see land! No, you don't, because I rolled a fucking 1, so you don't see diddly dick. You look off into the darkness, and you see exactly that. You see darkness on the horizon, stars above, nothing to indicate that there's land there. Yeah. Protect the tree. Can I fuel fire using the branch? Sure. Give me, you know what? Give me a strength roll, King Coca. Give me a strength roll on pulling the branch out. Okay, here we go. I try and help. Okay, give me a strength roll with advantage. Nat 20. You know what? Okay. So you grab onto this acacia branch and you rip it as hard as you can. I don't remember what class or character you are because how the fuck could I? But you rip this out. And just like in Spirited Away, when Chihiro pulls out the pipe from the trash monster, you pull out this tree branch and it's just all of the trash begins to get sucked down into what seems to be some kind of drain pipe. And you realize it's growing in size, like bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh shit. Like it begins to actually cover all the trash, like is now getting pulled into this. Can anybody fly? Because the only way you're really going to avoid this is if you jump into the water, which I have said is filled with sharks and tentacle monsters, or you can fly. Okay, but otherwise, you are all going to get sucked into this portal if you do not. You use Ben as a raft. Ben, do you consent to being turned into a raft? Okay, so here we go. Start pull. All right, here we go. I'm just going to say, do you fall into the portal? Yes or no? You can only avoid the portal if you're jumping in the water or if you're flying, if you can do that, or some other method to like avoid standing on the ground because the ground is all getting sucked down into this. Yeah. Even the garbage barge itself, like the actual structure of the barge is beginning to like crumple. This is a strange, hold on. Okay. I'm going to say pretty much all of you, except for like maybe like 2 or 3 people that really know shit about magic. This is not a drain that's like leading into the ocean like the bottom of the barge. This is a magical portal. Like it's pretty obvious it's a magical portal because it's warping space around things that just doesn't make any sense. But for any of you, except for like maybe 1 or 2 dum-dums, it really is like this is a magical portal to somewhere that is sucking us all in. So here we go. Flying away. All right. Do you fall into the portal? I hold on to Ben's neck for dear life. Okay. And I'm going to need Ben spins his propeller tail. Okay. So Ben, are you going into the portal? I need to know this because Ben, you are their leader. Okay, you are their leader of these people. So are you going into the portal or are you going out to sea and just trying to escape? Because yes. Oh, you are going into the portal. Ben is going into the portal. Okay. If you are going into the portal, then that's good. Oh, no, you're swimming. You're swimming out of there. Okay, well, I'm going to have to do a separate roll for you then. I'm going to do a separate roll for you. All right. I fell in already. All right. I will follow Ben till my dying day. Okay, well Ben is not going into the portal though. So anybody that just jumped into the portal, so 80% of you jumped into the portal and Ben did not. We follow Ben, sharks be damned. All right, you're all going out into the water. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay. So let me look up some stuff here. Let me see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that works. I can do that. Let's see what works here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, though. Okay, then. I have faith. All right. So let's do what happens to Ben and the people that jumped into the water first. Okay, so Ben went into the water. King Coco's holding on to Ben for dear life. The sharks and the tentacle monsters immediately start swarming around this giraffe, which of course they would see as fresh meat. They only rolled an 8, so they're not really doing a great job, but they're chomping at Ben's legs, but he has a propeller tail, so he's moving pretty fast through the water, so it's kind of hard to, like, actually get him, all right? Ben gets eaten. I've been carrying Ben for a while now. Under the water? The portal is clearly a sign from God. Ben is false. Ben is speedy, so Ben is moving around through the water. Okay. Protect our God at all costs. What a strange stream, yes. I bite back. All right, can someone cast Water Walk on Ben? He just like running through the water. Okay. Okay. All right. 4 Swahagan emerge out of the ocean, and the sharks like begin, like they're like chomping at this giraffe. And then 4 Swahagan shark people poke their heads out of the water and see this giraffe coming straight for them, and they kind of like shout in Swahagan, which is sort of like slosh 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 slosh, like stopping, like he's like slosh slosh sloo. Okay, they're yeah, you guys know that they're clearly saying like halt, stop. Don't come further. Stop for a moment, right? I strangle 2 of them. Okay. You kill one. You don't kill the other one. All right. Moving back to the people that jumped into the portal. You guys are now on Mount Celestia. You land right in the middle. Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon are all chilling out on Mount Celestia with Odin and Thor having a drink, chatting about the good old days. You guys immediately just fall in the middle of their fucking conversation. Like, Zeus is sitting there chatting about, like, and then this old son of a bitch goes down in the underworld, and then boom, portal opens, and you guys just land in the middle of 5 fucking actual legitimate gods. All right? Roll initiative, because Zeus isn't dealing with that shit. Zeus is not dealing with it. Poseidon is definitely not dealing with it. Thor is not dealing with it. Odin is the All-Father. He does have wisdom. Odin actually is like, wait, hold on a minute. Hold on. Zeus is pissed because you broke his coffee table. Like, they were having a conversation around some tables. You landed on the tables. You broke their drinks. So they're like, there's shattered glass. There's water everywhere. I mean, they could just snap their fingers and put it all back together, but like, you pissed Zeus off. So Odin is just like, well, hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute. Let's, like, Thor, calm down. Zeus, just chill. This happens occasionally. And Odin looks down on you with sympathetic eye, and he's like, What are you guys doing here? You smell like shit. You smell like trash. What are you doing here? All right? So who's the first person that's responding to this? I offer them professional typing services and software. Mavis Beacon, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Mavis Beacon steps forward and offers Odin, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, and Thor keyboarding classes. I'm rolling this with disadvantage. Okay, so that's a 7. So they look down and they kind of glance at each other for a moment, and they're like, We do not require typing services. We are gods. We do not need to know how to type. Look, guys, look, I don't know what's up with you. You all look like a bunch of eclectic group of people. I don't know how you ended up here. But Zeus is very upset right now, and I don't like to deal with him like that. So, tell you what. I will open up a portal to your home planes. You can just all go back. You know, I can offer you a giraffe. Wait. Wait a minute. Thor's into that. Thor is just like, Father, let us kill these. Wait a minute now. The fuck did you just say about a giraffe? Dad, you know I always wanted a giraffe. You know I always wanted to go to the Beastlands and get a giraffe when I was a kid, but you wouldn't let me. This is a sign I could get a fucking giraffe today. All right? You know? Thor is with Zeus. This is canon Zeus. Sorry, not Zeus. Odin. Sorry. Odin, not Zeus. Odin and Thor are there. It's also Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. All right? I don't even know what Hades is up to. What the fuck is Hades up to? Hades is fucking off. Hades is gone. Hades left. The second, he wasn't even into the conversation to begin with, because Zeus was kind of shitting on him the whole time. Like, he was talking about, like, him being down in the underworld and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, this fucking guy right here. And then Hades has had enough, and he got up and went away. He went back home to Persephone or whatever, right? Like, he's gone, right? So, but Thor is interested in Ben. Thor is interested in the giraffe. He's just like, wait a minute. I want to know what's up with this giraffe here. Okay? Okay. So, who expands on this? Who expands on this? Okay, Lope says, I could get this giraffe for you. Thor is like, all right, I want this giraffe. Okay, let's go. And Odin is like, all right, fine. Yeah, I guess we can get you a giraffe. Do you really want to go to the material plane just to get a giraffe? Yes. I've put this off for like 7,000 years. I want a giraffe. And they open a mighty godly hammer. Boom! Opens a portal to the material plane to go and get back, to go to get the giraffe. All right. So Thor and Odin and Zeus and Poseidon are like, we're coming with. So they all go through the portal. I'm assuming you got, who goes through the portal and who stays on Mount Celestia? We'll do that. You could probably chill at Mount Celestia, I think. I don't know. Who goes? Oh, I don't know if I spelled Celestia right, but good enough. All right, here we go. All right. I'm just going to stay now. If you choose to stay on Mount Celestia, then that is the end of your adventure. You made it without dying. You're chilling on Mount Celestia with the gods. The other gods are hanging out somewhere. I don't know if they'd really want to talk to you guys because you're covered in trash and you smell like horrible, but like, maybe, you could find, like, I don't know, Hephaestus might talk to you. Hephaestus works in a fucking forge all day. So you could probably talk to Hephaestus. I don't know if Ares might want to talk to you or something. Some of the other Norse gods or whatever might want to chat with you. But I will steal the god's immortality. Oh, you're Lucifer, so you might have a shot at doing that. So sure. Yeah, we could do that. I attempt to wash myself and find Hermes. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Let me roll that real quick. Okay. So in the same room where we're maybe like off to the room where, because they were like hanging out on like a cool like a veranda, like a nice veranda, like overlooking all of the pink clouds and the slopes of Mount Celestia is where you guys were at. Off to the side, there is a pool of water. No, wait, hold on. Hold on. There are 3 identical pools of water. Hold on a minute. There are 3 identical pools of water. Let's just go pool of water A, B, and C. All right, let's just do that. And I'm not even going to have you roll for this. If you go into pool A, you are now immortal. You have now, that is the well of immortality. You are now immortal. Okay. If you went into pool B, you now have a pair of angelic wings on your back. And you are now considered, whatever species you were before, you are now half celestial. So you have become like, in effect, you have become demigod. All right. Oh, by the way, if you try to wash yourself in multiple pools, you just explode forever and your soul's gone and ripped to shreds. You can only pick one. A gives you immortality. B turns you into a demigod. Which also, no, you're not immortal. It's just you live longer. Your life, you're half god. Your life has been extended slightly, but you are not immortal. Okay. And if you go into C, if you chose pool C, okay, okay, you turn into an ooze. You turn into a goo. You turn into a slime. So it was immortality pool, demigod pool, slime pool. Don't ask why the gods have that. Don't ask why it's up here, but that's what it is. All right? So that's what happens if you stay on Mount Celestia. Now 71% of you opted to go with Thor. Okay, there you go. Or you could have just chosen not to bathe in any of the pools as well. I wish you luck on your adventures. Okay. So back to the material plane now. You're all in the water. Ben is there. There's sharks. There's a standoff with Swahagan. The Swahagan are coming out of the water. They're starting to attack. And then in the middle of all of this, giant lightning bolt just electrocutes all of the Swahagan, all of the sharks instantly in the water, but Ben is unharmed. All of you, anybody that's not an immediate threat to Ben is immediately electrocuted by Thor's mighty thunderbolts and is just killed. All right? So all of the Swahagan die. And Thor arrives in it's like the Bifrost bridge coming down, just like, like the bridge descends and he walks down and he walks right up in front of Ben the giraffe and he's like, giraffe, I hear your name is Ben. Will you become my steed in the hereafter? So Skillbot, this is a choice for you. What Thor, the god of thunder, lightning, and rock and roll, is asking to be he wants to be your mount. He wants to be your mount. I'm on Ben. Okay. Oh, Thor's not going to like that. So he sees you, Myers 420. He sees that. He sees you already mounting Ben. And he's like, child, you fool. I will be the one to control this giraffe. And just, boom, just kills you with his hammer. So you're dead. I mean, you could try to roll for whatever, but it's fucking Thor. So he's hitting you. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. Roll me a dex save. I am in Ben. Well, Thor can't see you. You're good. You're good. The giraffe named Ben is loyal to his clan. So he does not take this. You reject, you rebuke the god of thunder of Thor, right? And Odin is there, and Zeus is there, and fucking Poseidon is there. And Zeus looks at Thor. And he's just like, you got rejected by a fucking giraffe. A giraffe. And Zeus and Poseidon start busting out laughing. Like, just like, fucking dumbass. We came all the way to the fucking material plane, and he gets rejected by a fucking giraffe. Now, Zeus is Thor. Thor is very, very, he's flushed here. He's embarrassed. He is embarrassed. A level 1 giraffe. Okay. So now Thor is pissed. Thor is now sufficiently pissed. You have now, and he's a Norseman, keep in mind. Norsemen do not take this kind of talking down to and humility and embarrassing name. Like he is, you ruined him. Okay. And that's like a regular Norse guy. This is Thor, for God's sakes, right? He's got a reputation to uphold, man. He's got a reputation to uphold. Ben must be a Kieran. Maybe. So Thor is like, you know what? This is fine. If you don't want to be my giraffe. Hold on. All right, so roll initiative like it's gonna matter. Hold on a second. Roll initiative like it's gonna matter. I'm pulling up a thing. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay. 7, 4, 5. Oh God, these 18 plus 2. So you get 20. I'll get 20. I'll let maybe get one of you in. Then for the sake of this. I would like to rage, please. You can rage. I'll give you a free rage. I'll give you a free rage. So, I'm going to say you're out of the water now. I'm going to say when, like, the Bifrost Bridge came down, it kind of, like, scooped you up out of the water. So, like, if this is the water of the ocean, the Bifrost is, like, right here. So, it's like you're standing on the water almost, like an invisible rainbow. Like, it's a rainbow kind of, like, translucent platform that you're standing on right now. And Thor is in front of you, and he's very pissed. And what did Thor get for his initiative? Now, he's a little flustered here, so... there will be a plus to this, but... Oh! Thor actually rolled shit for initiative. I'll say that's like... He rolled a 7. I'm going to say he gets like a plus 6. So he's like, he got a 13. So some of you are going first before Thor. Okay? Some of you are going first before Thor. Thor is a little bit upset here. Okay. Okay. Who got the highest initiative? As if any of this is gonna... Because I got 37. It's just like, but we'll assume I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt here. I ain't dying for a giraffe with a bad attitude. Let's, before we even get to that, let's do a poll real quick on that. Probably should have asked you that. Who stays and fights Thor? Me. What? Okay, here we go. Who stays and fights Thor? Me, 100%. Oh, okay, that leveled out pretty quickly. All right. Oh, man. I'm Ben, so don't really got a choice. In Ben, so yeah, you don't get a choice. You're in Ben. You're on the ride. You're on the ride. Wow, half of you are split on literally fighting, because Thor has made it very clear he's only upset with Ben. He's only upset with the giraffe, okay? Because the giraffe, he's just like, oh yes, this is Thor's childhood dream, to find a giraffe and ride into battle on a mighty giraffe. And the giraffe like rebuked him. And then the other gods are laughing at him. Zeus is laughing at him. Poseidon is laughing at him. Odin's in the background like, oh my God, this is my son. Odin is giving Thor the disappointed dad face of like, and Thor has to fight, but he's only really mad at Ben. All right, a lot of people are fighting here. Me. All right, I imagine at this point the number of people that have been defending Ben has dwindled a little bit. Like, I don't know how many people started in this original melee, but it's probably whittled down to like less than a dozen at this point, including the damn giraffe. All right. Yes, Ben has declared Thor mid. All right. Okay, so I'm going to say everybody that said that they're leaving, they're getting the fuck out of here, you jump in the water, and Thor has wiped out all of the immediate threats with his lightning bolts. So you guys can swim away. The other gods are not going to stop you because they don't give a shit. They don't care. So I'm going to say you all swim off, and we'll get back to you in a moment. So that was 108 votes. So by logic, 55% of you, so a little bit more, so around 60 of you are actually staying behind. If that's still a number that I could trust, like 60, some of you are like on the Bifrost Bridge, like, bring it, Thor, bring it, Thor. Like, okay. Yeah. We'll get back to the people that fled. You jump in the water and you all get the fuck out of there. You fly away if you can fly. You swim if you can swim, if you have good swim speed or whatever. Okay. All right. Who's getting the first attack in again? Who has the highest initiative for Thor? Let's see. What level is Thor? He's challenge rating. Well, this is just level 20. He's level 20. I got a dirty 20. I think Big Beetle, you were the first. Okay, Big Beetle, the god of thunder and lightning of Norse mythology, is standing over you. He's a deity. He's huge in size. What do you do? What do you do? What are you doing? I have his stats right here. It's not your turn yet, King. It's not your turn yet. It's Beetle's turn. So Ben shouts, first one to kill Thor gets his shoes. So now the giraffe is like lording over this. All right. So I go into a rage. You dare challenge the Ben? And I go for a reckless attack. All right, so roll with advantage against Thor. Okay. So this barbarian is like, you shall not harm the Ben. And you charge at Thor. He is a little flustered. I got 23. You hit him. You hit Thor. How are you damaging him? How are you doing it? Because he is huge. He's a big guy. 3x3 squares. Oh, +4 to attack, and you got a 19. You hit him. You hit Thor. If we keep going like this, all the survivors will go down to a normal party size. You're biting his ankle. You succeed. You bite Thor's ankle. Improvised weapon, I guess. What is that? Like a 1d4 damage? Like, you deal like 1 damage to Thor. He's fucking Thor. But you did bite his ankle. You bit the Thor's ankle. The Thor. Okay. So you bite Thor's ankle, and he doesn't even, like, he's so upset that he barely recognizes it as like it's less than an insect bite to Thor. But Poseidon, who's doubled over laughing behind him, he's on the ground laughing is how much Poseidon is laughing right now, right? Poseidon is summoning all of like the dolphins in the ocean to get out of here and start. The dolphins are laughing at Thor. Because he sees this little ant biting Thor's ankle, and that's making him laugh. Even he's summoning the sea creatures to laugh at Thor. Thor is even more flustered now, so I'm going to say his next attack is with disadvantage, just because of the ridicule that you are making him incur right now. Can you embarrass Thor to death? Can you embarrass Thor to death? All right, I'm not sure if I'm up yet, but if I'm still alive, that's what I'll do. I rage, take Ben off my back, and I use his greatness to smash asunder Mjolnir with my +5 to attack for my completely ignored actions of cooking and eating the traitors. The only reasonable action. Yes, that is the case. And that you got a 3, so that doesn't work. But you're no longer under Ben. I'm sorry I couldn't acknowledge all that other stuff. This has been insane. All right. Okay, that's your turn. Who's the next initiative up? Who's the next initiative? He had a 20. You had a dirty 20. So who has less than that but higher than a 13? And King Coco said it, so it's King and then it's Charles. Okay, King, what are you doing against Thor? You're ruining this guy's life right now. I just hope you understand that. Yeah. Okay, King, what's up? You think you could stop an attack with the power of Ben behind it? Wait a minute, who is the cleric that's worshiping Ben as their new god? Are you still in here? Everyone point at laugh at Thor. I leave for a few minutes and we're fighting Thor? Yes, you're fighting Thor. It actually made perfect sense how this ended up with this. Yeah. Give King a second. He's probably typing out what he's doing here. Who knew humiliation was Thor's weakness? Dude, when your dad is looking at you with the disappointed glare and Zeus, the father of all gods, is laughing in your face, that's gonna psychologically hurt you, man. All right. I rolled a 17. Okay, we'll get to you. Oh, you rolled a 17. King Koga. Okay. Who rolled? If Charles wants to go, then we'll do that. Why are we fighting Thor? There is a series of events that led to this. All right. I try and seduce Thor. I don't even know if he's in the state right now. Like, okay, hold on. Let me roll to see if he finds you attractive. First of all. All right. Nah. You're not his type, and, like, he's not even thinking. I mean, he's Thor. He gets some, but, like, he's not in the mood for that right now. He's so embarrassed. He's not even thinking about that right now. So I'm sorry. That doesn't work. You can't seduce Thor. Let's see. I promise him the best meat and drinks of his life. Okay, so you make that plea to Thor. Thor is embarrassed. He hasn't gone yet. He really just wants to just nuke the giraffe and just get a semblance of respect back. Oh, he rolled a 1. He doesn't even pay attention. That goes right. He doesn't even register that. Like, the guy that was trying to seduce him, kind of, like, at least he heard, and he's just like, no, I'm not. I can't right now. And then the other guy, it just goes over. He doesn't even hear you of how much he's focused on. Okay. Anybody else? Because if anybody has higher than a 13, Thor is going to be going soon. Damn, nat 1 on seduction. Thor's vomiting at the idea. I rolled a 12. Okay. I rolled an 11. All right, it's looking like Thor's going. All right, it's looking like Thor's going here. All right. Okay. Let's see. What the fuck does Thor want to do? I think he's just gonna bring down the hammer. Yeah. He's gonna focus on Ben. because Ben is his target. What was Ben's initiative? Yeah, that's right. What was Ben's initiative? Did we get Ben's initiative? Scaled bot. What was your initiative? You stand and protect Ben with your life. That's noble, King. That's noble. You're going down with the ship. He has disadvantage, yeah. Yeah, he has a disadvantage, but he also has a plus 16 with fucking Mjolnir. So, we did not. Oh, you just didn't roll initiative at all? Like, okay. What's your AC? What's the AC of a giraffe? I'm just looking that up. I'm looking that up. Is a giraffe in... No, giraffe is not in the bestiary. 12, probably. Oh, God. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, a giraffe's AC is 12. Yeah, let's just go with 12. All right, so it's literally impossible for Thor to not hit you with this, but I'll roll it anyway, because he does have disadvantage. I'll tell you what, if he gets a nat 1, if he gets a nat 1 and woofs it, because when he gets a nat 1, you know, a nat 1 misses. A nat 1 will have another effect. Hold up, I'll lift the shield for this one, just so you know I'm not messing with you. Okay, here we go. 9. I know you can't really... Like, it's a 9. You just gotta trust me. Okay. All right, here we go. 12 AC, brah. 8. So that's an 8 plus 16, so that's hitting. That's hitting. And, yeah, that does... So it initially does... 2d10 plus 20 bludgeoning damage. So that's 7 plus 8. So that's 15. So that's 35 bludgeoning damage with 3d6 lightning damage. So that's 6, 3, and 5. So 14. So that's all told 35 bludgeoning damage. And, what was that? 13 lightning damage. Just gets, right on top of Ben's head. I'm gonna say with, the stats I have here, a giraffe has, 40 hit points. So more hit points than I thought, actually. For a level 1 character, 40 hit points is pretty fucking good, Ben. All right? But... Thor has smashed, just crushed the entire neck of Ben. Ben is destroyed. Ben is eviscerated. The other gods are still laughing at Thor, and Thor just looks back and just whatever, guys. I'm going home, and he just marches back up the Bifrost. And Zeus and Poseidon, they get up, and they're just like. Okay. So Zeus and Poseidon, they're getting ready to walk back up the Bifrost, and Odin just he's gone. He's gone too. He left before Thor did. He's just like, I can't see this. I can't see my boy be ridiculed like this. So Odin just leaves. They're gonna have a discussion later. I'm sure it's gonna be awkward as shit. Ben is eviscerated. Ben is dead. Ben is gone. All right. Guys, I left for 30 minutes. So Zeus and Poseidon look down after they're done yucking it up. They're laughing. And he's just like, okay. All right, guys. Okay, guys. Listen. I normally don't talk to mortals because, you know, we're gods and all that shit. But this was the funniest shit that we have seen in a while. We were just hanging out, having some divine brandy or whatever. And you guys right here, you're fucking great. You got it great. You did it. You did good. You did good. So tell you what, when you guys all die, because you're mortals and you have souls and you don't live forever and shit, when you guys all fucking die, you have a place, Mount Celestia. Tell them Zeus sent you. I probably won't remember because, you know, I don't really care to. But if I remember, I'll let you into my club for like a night, okay? And I'll comp your drinks and you could chill at my bar, okay? The Wild Thunderbolt. You can chill at the Wild Thunderbolt. We have the best drinks, the best, you know, erotic dancers of every variety across the multiverse. You could chill out there. And then Poseidon chimes in, and Poseidon, he's like, all of the dolphins are dispersing and everything. And the Poseidon is like, look, I don't have a bar, but if there's anything, like, what do you, like, he just points, he's not going to grant all of you a fucking wish because he wants to go home. Like, this was mildly entertaining for the gods. This was like a really funny joke that entertained them for a brief time, and they're going to probably forget about this in an hour. But, like, Poseidon points to a random person. He points to King Cobra. King Coca. Points to you and says, like, what do you want? I'll give you something. What do you want? Poseidon will grant you a wish. I wish Ben is revived. He didn't ask you, Mugi-san. He didn't ask you, Mugi-sama. I was on his ankle. Do I get dragged with him? You can still, he did not really notice you all that much. If you want to still be on Thor's ankle and go back to like Asgard or Mount Celestia with him, you could do that. Sure. You could go back home if you want with Thor. I want all of us to go on an epic adventure with Ben. Okay. Where did giraffes go when they die? Probably the Beastlands, right? Okay. So Poseidon is like, you got it, buddy. And then you're all sucked into a portal into the Beastlands. To be continued. Ben does not get revived. No, Ben does not get revived. Ben's soul went to the Beastlands to frolic with all the other animals. And you have all been warped there. That was really fun. Oh, God. What was that? Oh. Oh. Amazing session. Where was it? I feel like that was not my best. That was not like, now granted, like, I don't know how the fuck I was supposed to make this like cohesive, but all right, there it is. I did this for 4 people once. Yeah, I had to do it for 400. I know there were like, the entire time that was going on, there was somewhere around 450 to 500 people in here. And obviously not all 450 were talking at once. But like, I don't know. But a few personalities emerged. From that cacophony. And that was fun. Insane you did this for chat. I don't know if this worked. I don't know if it was fun. If you found that fun, congratulations. Can I roll an off-screen adventure on whether or not I found a way out of the hells? You could go and roll. You can have your own off-screen adventure after this. Oh, what happened to everybody that ran away? What happened to everybody that swam away? All right, cool. Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me think of a way that I could do this. Because I'm assuming you all swam in separate directions. You didn't all pick one direction to swim to. All right. So, I'm going to break this up by basic cardinal direction. Okay? So you're in the middle of like what, as far as you can tell, you're in the ocean. All right. So you all just jump off of the Bifrost Bridge because you're not fighting Thor. You're not dealing with this. You jump off and you're all, you know, some of you go north, some of you go west, east, south. Okay. If you chose to swim, so pick a direction, pick a general direction where you went. Don't give me northwest or whatever. Just like north, south, east, west, general direction you went. All right, now, if you're going north, anybody that went north, 17. It is a very brutal swim, but you don't encounter any real threats. In fact, some of the laughing dolphins might actually even give you a ride. You managed to make it back to the mainland. You managed to make it to a lighthouse with a kindly old innkeeper that sort of resembles Crocus, but it's not Crocus. It's like Crocus's brother. You run into a guy that looks vaguely like Crocus, Tulip. You run into Tulip at the lighthouse, and he feeds you all with very refreshing. He has a nice pot of chili, Tulip's special made chili, and a big heap of shredded cheese and just good fresh beans from his garden. And he gives you a big helping of chili, and you have warm blankets, and you sit around the fire eating the chili, regaling this man of the lighthouse with your adventure dealing with a garbage barge and Ben and Thor, and some of you went to fucking Mount Celestia, and like you're just telling him this, and he is enraptured with this. He is enraptured. Okay. So that is where your adventure ends, in a nice lighthouse to the north of wherever the fuck you were. Okay? All right. Beans from the garden. Sorry, I said beans. Okay? Yes. Praise to Ben, the mighty benevolent giraffe. Oh, true, this many in the Beneverse. Okay. Okay. So now, everybody that went west. Everybody that went west. What happens to you? Okay. So you guys end up, you once again rigorous at paddling, and you're like, oh god, and you eventually make it to an island, but it is not a very big island. The island is maybe about the size of a garbage barge, and the island is clearly uninhabited. It's like a Stranded Deep island. If you've ever played Stranded Deep, it's an uninhabited island. There's only like 3 coconut trees, and it doesn't seem to have any fresh water. So have fun living Gilligan's Island lifestyle. Probably a lot of you are going to get murdered and be eaten, I suppose, by each other. But that's what happens to you. You find land, but it's deserted land. You live on a deserted island. Okay? There you go. All right, you go eat. Bravo, that was fun. You should do this again if you want, that is. I don't know if I'd be able to do this again. It's always the most fun the first session, because this was random. This was not planned. I did not plan on running a D&D session for everybody here. So the next time I do this, I don't know if it would be as fun. But I might do it again. Who knows? But thank you for the 50. That was brilliant. That was great. Improv sessions are fun, yes. So anyway, if you go east, if you went east... okay. That was the same roll as the deserted island, but I'll give you a different thing for this. That was a 10, by the way. That was perfectly average roll. Okay. So, you keep swimming, and you come across an iceberg. And you could climb. It's a big iceberg. It's a big chunk of sheet ice that must have drifted off. It's big enough for you to climb on top of it, but now you're on top of an iceberg. And there's a couple of penguins that are also stranded on the iceberg. And they're hanging out. And you're on an iceberg with some penguins now. So there you go. You will probably also... you're probably going to kill the penguins and eat the penguins. And then you'll probably just freeze to death. But, you're on an iceberg. Okay. Okay. Now, if you went south... These are not, the lighthouse one was the best. The lighthouse one was the best one. Okay, that's none of these were bad rolls. None of these were shit rolls, you ended up in a whirlpool and you died or whatever. 12. I'm gonna say with a 12, you make it to a small cluster. You make it to an archipelago that is not the Sabaody archipelago. You make it to a small archipelago, and it is inhabited. And there's only a few tribes people that live on this island. Everybody is friendly. They're not speaking a language you recognize, but they're friendly enough. and you get to shore, and you convince them that like you mean no harm, unless you do mean harm. I mean, I guess you could fight them, but this is the end of the adventure, so you either kill the people living in this archipelago, or you live in peace with them and assimilate into their culture, I suppose. There you go. And you learn their language, and you learn their ways and their rituals and their religion and whatever. And there you go. There you go. Yes. All right. So there you go. And the rest of you are off in the Beastlands, journeying with Ben. Maybe on the next session. I do not know. There it is. Level up. Oh, yeah. And you all level up. You're all level 2 now. you're all level 2 now. Oh, man. What was that? What was that? I don't know what that was. We're level 2. Oh, man. I don't even know how I would be able to run this, like, to actually, because I had to skip over a lot of people. Like, there's no fucking way I could possibly read everybody's input. So there were probably people there that were like, I want to do this, and I just skipped you every time just because I couldn't follow up with everything. But yeah, that was so epic. Yep, level 2, everybody. So make sure you just level up your character sheets and all that, for next time. Whenever that'll be. Also, by the way, feel free to use this. If you ever want to run a campaign or a one-shot and you want to do, like, the garbage barge shit, just go ahead and do it. I don't care. I'll try to become the new tribal shaman. All right, you could try to do that. Maybe you could train under the tribal shaman. I don't think you could just kill the shaman and take his position. I think you have to, like, train under him, but you could probably try to do that. Yeah. Man, it's almost midnight. Go to bed. It's only 11, but yeah, I am going to get going. This is 2 hours and 30 minutes of nonsense, so I'm going to get going. I was going to end the stream after it crashed the first time. I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad we kept going. New character since I'm in Celestia. I mean, like, you're the same character. You're either just immortal, you're demigod, or you're like half Aasimar, like you're demigod, or you're a News. That's just one of the 3. Or you could still be the same. You just chose not to bathe in the water. Or you could be that one dude that clung to Thor's ankle and you're back with, you're back in Mount Celestia there. Yeah. This was an amazing stream. Praise Ben! Praise Ben the giraffe. All right. I'm going to get going. Love you all. Have a good night. Singing out, everybody. Singing out, everybody. All praise Ben, and to your future adventures in the Beastlands. Okay. Teching, signing out. Later, everybody. Same time tomorrow? Oh, yeah. No. Later, everyone.